The second most populous country with a large middle class workforce is a positive aspect for the economy of India. The large workforce means larger output and the larger population means large consumption. This makes the market luring and the government determined to build world-class infrastructure and an investment-oriented atmosphere along with transparent governance. The government taxes the individual's income, thereby funding the governance processes. But tax evasion has long been a hurdle, and now the Income Tax Department has put many taxpayers on its radar. Namaste and welcome to TFIPost. I'm your host Paulish Gupta. Let's begin. The Government of India has taken enormous measures to increase income tax collection. In line with that, many concessions are also given to the people, like changes in tax slabs with tax reduction and tax rebates on investments, among others. But still, tax evasion practices are prominent. Apart from that, there are practices where the charitable trust and NGOs are used for tax evasion. To deal with that, the Income Tax Department has now taken firm action. As per report, around 8,000 taxpayers who have made sizable donations to charitable trust have been issued notices by the Income Tax Department due to suspicions of tax evasion. According to data analysts, these taxpayers were found to be making donations that did not match their income and expenses. The group of 8,000 individuals who received notices from the Income Tax Department includes not only companies but also self-employed individuals and those who are salaried. Often, there are tax professionals who indulge in the manipulation of capital and income. Taxpayers are mostly reliant on these tax professionals. Addressing this, the department is also investigating tax professionals who were involved in facilitating these transactions. As per a tax official, all of the cases involved donations that match the exact amount required for either lowering the tax slab or receiving full exemption and were paid in cash. Furthermore, even salaried individuals has paid exceptional high amounts to the tax professionals, and that too in cash. Notices were issued by the Income Tax Department over the period of 3 weeks from mid-March to early April for the assessment years 2017-18 to 2020-2021. It is expected that additional notices will be sent out in the following weeks. According to officials, the amount of donations made to charitable trusts by mostly small businesses did not correspond with their income. In these instances, cash contributions were returned to the taxpayer along with a donation receipt after a commission deduction. This practice helped these taxpayers avoid paying taxes as per the officials. The Income Tax Department is currently monitoring charitable trusts that may be providing false bills to taxpayers. These trusts, if found guilty, may lose their income tax exemption status, although no action has been taken against them yet. Under Section 80G of the Income Tax Act, certain donations made to funds and charitable institutions are eligible for tax deductions from income, with 50 to 100 of the contribution being allowed as a deduction depending on the nature of the institution. However, these deductions are subject to limits that are linked to income. The Income Tax Department is using data analysts to track potential misuse of deductions under the old income tax regime, including Section 80G and 80GGC and 80GGB, which provide taxpayers with deductions for donations made to charitable trusts and political parties. In addition, the department is investigating donations made to inactive political parties and has already issued multiple notices. Budget data reveals that companies forewent 1,430 crores in tax in FY22 through Section 80G contributions, while individuals and Hindu undivided families forewent 1,729 crore in FY22, an increase from 1,541 crore in the previous year. Tax experts have stated that while tax evasion may have been possible in the past, the tax department's synchronized data collection and strict compliance measures such as disallowing donations above 2,000 in cash will make it more difficult going forward. Earlier, the Income Tax Department had served many notices regarding tax evasion, but this one is entirely different. The department has analyzed every aspect and every person involved, not only the taxpayer organization or individual, but also the tax professionals who mostly sneak out of the IT department's clutches. The tax calculation and its subsequent equivalence to the amount evaded through donations is itself viable evidence and a rock-solid base for such notices. The step taken by the Income Tax Department is completely in tandem with the initiatives that the Government of India has taken since a few years ago. It will certainly deter taxpayers and tax professionals from indulging in such fraudulent practices.